Think about it. What's the absolute peak of despair when you're taking a dump these days? Your phone hitting 1%? Accidentally dropping the toilet paper into the bowl? Oh, the absolute horror. You're practically traumatized. Ready to trauma dump on Threads about it, right? But wipe the foam off your mouth and rewind 50,000 years to see what actual misery looks like. Imagine being a raggedy cave bro, squatting and fighting for your life to pass some spoiled mammoth meat from last night in the middle of a windy bush. While you're pushing with all your might, your eyes are bugging out, and your heart is pounding as you scan the area for a saber-toothed tiger waiting to jump out and chomp on your bare ass. Taking a shit was a literal life-or-death gamble. One slip-up and you're a dinner and dessert combo for a wild beast before you can even pull your loincloth up. No TP, no bidet. Just primal fear and a lonely butt cheek exposed to the cruel wilderness. So, put your shiny smartphone away, and let's take a look at the unhinged shit our ancestors had to do to survive their bloody, tear-soaked bathroom breaks. First of all, drop this whole cottagecore living with nature fantasy about the Stone Age. Cavemen weren't peacefully vibing with nature, picking a dewy fern to gently wipe themselves like a freaking body wash commercial. Pooping wasn't self-care, it was a survival mission. In a world where smells travel for miles, your pile of crap was basically a flashing neon sign in the dark saying, fresh meat, still warm, delivery included. Any idiot dumb enough to drop a deuce right at the cave entrance was turning the whole squad into an all-you-can-eat hyena buffet overnight. The law of the jungle was clear. Hike far away, dig a hole with the speed of an F1 pit crew, handle business in under 90 seconds, bury it like a mobster hiding evidence, and keep your head on a swivel like a military radar. Anyone who liked to sit and meditate on life while on the toilet? Congrats. Natural selection just permanently banned them from the server before their pants were even up. Honestly, RIP to those guys, but from an evolutionary standpoint, humanity is definitely better off without those genes. But let's say you survive those 90 seconds. The real disaster is just starting. What do you wipe with? In the tropics, leaves were the obvious choice. And this is exactly where stupidity was paid in blood. Grab the wrong, glossy, innocent-looking leaf, and 5 minutes later, your whole situation is swollen up like 2 ripe papayas. Itchy to the point where you can't sit, can't hunt, and just have to lie face down, praying to the universe for 3 days straight. No antibiotics. One bad swipe with a poison leaf, and your ass literally activates self-destruct mode, giving you a one-way ticket out of the gene pool. Surviving a mammoth stampede only to get taken out by a leaf, I don't know if that's a tragedy or just proof that some people simply weren't built for the wild. You think Stone Age people were dumb and ancient civilizations had it figured out? Cool. Let's take a trip to ancient Greece. The cradle of democracy, Plato, and scraping your ass with broken pottery. Yes, broken pottery, not wiping, scraping. It required the precision of a neurosurgeon, because one slip of the hand and you're giving yourself unanesthetized surgery in your most sensitive area. But here's the detail that literally made me sit up straight. The Greeks had a voting system to exile people. If you hated a politician, you carved their name into a pottery shard, an ostracon, and cast your vote. After the election, they'd take that exact shard with their enemy's name on it into the bathroom and use it. They didn't just kick their rivals out of the city, they physically dragged their names through the literal shit every morning. You think X is toxic today? Child's play. This is generational, textured, ritualistic hater energy. And it smelled, too. And if Greece was somewhat sophisticated, Rome walked in and completely threw the bar away. These people built aqueducts across entire valleys and had heated floors 2,000 years ago. Yet when it came to using the bathroom, they chose the most unevolved solution possible. A marble room with 50 holes carved right next to each other. No stalls, no doors, thigh to thigh, just dumping and discussing politics at the same time. As for the cleaning tool, a sea sponge tied to a stick, soaking in a bucket of vinegar in the middle of the room. Sounds soft, right? But the entire city shared the exact same stick. You wipe, give it a quick swirl in the bucket, and pass it to the bro next to you. That wasn't a hygiene tool. That was a biological communal USB drive. Every time you used it, you were syncing dysentery and parasite data with your entire zip code. And here is a detail I swear I wish I never read. The philosopher Seneca recorded a story about a gladiator who, right before entering the arena, went into the public bathroom, grabbed that exact shared poop sponge, shoved it down his own throat, and unalived himself. A professional killer, faced with two options: die by the sword in front of thousands of screaming fans, or choke to death on the communal shitstick of 50 strangers, and he chose the second one. I'm still trying to process the math on that decision, but honestly, I don't think I want to. You think we've hit rock bottom? Not yet. America has entered the chat. The pioneers. The people who built a nation from scratch. And what was their bathroom solution? A corn cob? Dry? Stiff? Rough as 80 grit sandpaper. Somebody picked up a corn cob, spun it around in their hands, and actually thought, yeah, this slaps. This will do. Do? Do what? You're holding a literal sander, and the whole country just agreed with him. For 2 centuries, not a single person raised their hand to object. Things got slightly more civilized once the printing press came around. People started hoarding Sears catalogs in their outhouses to handle the aftermath. The absolute peak was the Farmer's Almanac. They literally pre-punched a hole in the corner so you could hang it on a nail. Do you realize what that means? That means there was an actual corporate board meeting, a room full of dudes in fancy suits with dead serious faces, and some absolute genius stood up and said, "Hear me out. Our readers are wiping their asses with our magazine anyway. Let's just punch a hole in it to make it easier for them." And the whole room nodded in agreement. But here's the best part. When Sears switched to printing on higher quality glossy paper, they got complaint letters. Complaint letters. Not about the prices, not about the products, but because the glossy paper wasn't absorbent enough. Just picture this. A fully grown man sat down at his desk, got a piece of paper, a pen, dipped it in ink, and wrote a formal letter to the biggest retail corporation in America just to let them know their new catalog sucked at wiping his ass. Then he put a stamp on it, mailed it, and waited for a response. That is the true American spirit. Now look at you, sitting on a porcelain throne with a locked door, an exhaust fan. Your pristine butt cheeks are safe. Nobody is stalking you. Nobody is watching. The only actual threat to your existence is a random mosquito. And you're still complaining. Bro, your ancestors used to push while scanning 360 degrees like a border patrol guard, ass out in the wind, ready to sprint for their lives with their pants around their ankles if a bush so much as rustled. Meanwhile, you're chilling in a private room, bumping music connected to Wi-Fi, using 3-ply aloe-scented toilet paper, and you have the audacity to complain that your phone is at 1%. 300,000 years of evolution. Countless forefathers dying by the leaf, all so that today you can sit completely still, perfectly safe, doing the one thing every living creature does: stand up, flush, and be quietly grateful.